Alright, so Ireland's going to be cracking down on free speech. Oh, sorry, hate speech. Over here at the Gateway Pundit, Irish government to criminalize hate speech, effectively silencing those who hold different opinions. Penalty is up to 5 years imprisonment. So who is going to make the decision on what hate speech is? Well, government, obviously. The definition of hate speech is an attempt to silence you. Yep. The new legislation will criminalize any intentional or reckless communication or behavior that is likely to incite violence or hatred against a person or persons because they are associated with a protected characteristic. That's a fancy way of saying protected class. Alright, now I'm going to pop a snippet of a video in. Here, take a listen.
The Minister for Justice is to strengthen the law against hate crimes and hate speech with the aim of making it easier to secure convictions in the courts. Helen McEntee said the proposed legislation would strike a balance between safeguarding free speech and being victim-centred.
Stanley Agouzier vividly remembers when he came face to face with a stranger's hate in Dublin city centre.
Started yelling and calling me names, using the N-word or leave this country. He even said it, I hate you. Like, the worst part was when he threw, spit on me, and the best thing I could do at that time was to leave that particular environment. But leaving that environment, those words, those names didn't leave my mind.
Ireland does not currently have hate crime legislation, but it is expected this year. Today, the Minister for Justice said she was amending her approach to the long-promised bill by including a demonstration test in addition to a motivation test in order to make it easier to secure prosecutions.
For a demonstration test is that you demonstrate hatred. So, for example, you might have somebody that leaves a bar, could be an LGBTI bar, for example. An individual follows them, is shouting homophobic slurs and then attacks them. You are demonstrating by your words and your actions.
We very much welcome the legislation.
Alright, so this guy says that someone was shouting racial slurs at him. Okay, if that is the case, yeah, that's bad. But then he goes on to say the guy threw spit on him. If a complete stranger was yelling racial slurs at me and then they spit on me, I wouldn't be freaking out about the racial slurs. I'd be freaking out about the fact that they spit on me. And spitting on people, I think, is a crime because of all the STDs. And then you got the new STD. What is it? Monkeypox? Or schlong COVID? Maybe it's just my OCD, but I'd be dwelling on the fact that a complete stranger spit on me, not the words they were saying. Now this Minister for Justice, she talks about an LGB bar as a scenario and someone's yelling slurs at them and then it physically attacks them. That's what my understanding is. Again, screw the words. If somebody physically attacks somebody, that's an assault, which is already a crime, isn't it? Physical assault. The reason why I say screw the words, this Helena McEntee, Minister of Justice, said hate speech is not about free speech. Yes, it is. Once you start saying people can't say this or can't say that, you don't have free speech anymore. Everybody will always find something to get offended over. You ban some words, people will get offended by other words. She said hate speech is intended to silence people and to make them afraid to open up. Yeah, once you have hate speech laws, people will be afraid to speak up. Example, what if people are just upset with all the immigration into their country? What if they're worried that they're becoming a minority? They won't be able to speak up because they'll be viewed as racists, hateful bigots. And with that hate speech law, they can actually face prison time. Alright, that's it for my little ramble. Take care.